Yo, what is up, everybody? It's J3 and welcome back to another combat sports related video here today. And today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be reacting to a promo of a matchup that I am praying happens in 2021. We got Miocic versus Ngannou 2 extended promo, GOAT versus Predator by the talented Dress Studios. They always do a splendid job with their promos, and they always hype it up in a pretty satisfactory way, So we're going to check it out. Before I begin, if you enjoy and you mess with the content, please think about showing some love. Any love is greatly appreciated. Hit that like button and even hit that sub button, become part of the family. So once you do, you're part of it forever. Let's get straight to it. Screen. Let's see what this fight has to offer.
Ariel Helwani in Detroit getting set for UFC 218.
Please show Dress Studio some love, by the way.
Francis Ngannou, who meets Alistair Overeem this Saturday. Have you been told that if you win this fight, you're getting a title shot?
Yes, I really believe that.
But did they tell that to you?
No.
He said that he was told that.
He said what?
That he was told that if he wins this fight, he gets a title shot.
He said what?
He said that if he beats you, he gets a title shot. That's what he was told.
If he beat me, he'll get a title shot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Even I got confused by that wording of that question by Ariel. Dude, he took Alistair Overeem into another dimension with that uppercut, man. That was brutal. He's an animal. Probably the hottest hitter I've ever seen at heavyweight in UFC history. He's a beast.
There can be no doubt now. You are absolutely the #1 contender. You just knocked the #1 contender out cold with an absolutely spectacular knockout.
Then I would say after the winner will win the title shot, so I think I got it.
Oh no, you got a title shot. Give us your thoughts on a matchup between you and the heavyweight champion,
crazy stuff, man.
Stipe Miocic.
Yes, I'm ready for that. I'm ready than ever. I was.
We have a lot of fun things planned for next year. I'm really excited about next year. And obviously, to kick off our first pay-per-view, we are going to Boston, the main event. One of the baddest heavyweight fights in a very, very long time.
I think they're talking about the first one here, the first battle between the two men.
The heavyweight contender of the world, Francis Ngannou, versus the heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic.
Stipe, you're the champ. You were also an underdog in this fight. What do you make of that? Why is that?
That was crazy. He was an underdog in the fight, man. In the first fight, he was. Stipe Miocic was the underdog.
I really believe that I'm the best. I'm the best
because of
technically, powerfully.
This devastating power that Francis Ngannou possesses.
I have everything.
Shit.
To beat him.
It's hard to make someone a favorite against him, no matter who you are.
They're hyping him more than they're hyping you, Stipe.
Good for him. I mean, good. Let them hype him up. I don't care. I'm used to it. I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't mind not getting the hype.
You got a scary guy in Francis Ngannou who hits as hard as anybody we've ever seen. And you've got a guy on the cusp of becoming the greatest UFC heavyweight champion of all time. Stipe Miocic
is now. Currently, he is.
Defended this belt twice. If he wins again, he's the most successful heavyweight champion we've ever seen. And don't forget, he's got 5 knockouts in a row himself. So somebody's going to sleep.
Francis Ngannou has the world record for the most powerful punch. His punch is the equivalent to 96 horsepower, which is equal to getting hit by a Ford Escort going as fast as it can.
You finally got a real challenger to Francis Ngannou on January 20th. How do you feel about this?
I think he's a great fighter. Definitely. It's hard, but fortunately, nothing's going to change. I'm walking out with the belt still wrapped on the
Ford Escort going as fast as it can? It's fucking bonkers, man.
What happened when I connect?
You gotta think how crazy it is that he went from being a guy who was homeless to 5 years later fighting for the heavyweight title. This is like a total amount of training.
Yes,
5 years of MMA training, fighting for the heavyweight title, and he's the favorite.
Genes,
He's the favorite.
Over crazy genes.
He defended it twice. I mean, it's crazy. That's how talented he is. That's how terrifying he is. That's how special he is.
People have said somebody's gonna get knocked out.
To be at that level in only 5 years, you would have incredible genetics, and this man definitely has that.
Yes. I train way too hard and sacrifice way too much. I'm like, listen, I don't care who it is. As long as I'm here, no one's gonna be champion.
Francis, what do you think of the fact that you're getting more of the attention than the champ?
That might be for the way that I fight, and then maybe because some people say that I'm gonna beat him tomorrow night. As I said,
that's brutal, man. He's brutal with
excited for him. He's gonna shot, but as long as I'm here, no one's gonna be champion.
Wow, I can't believe that. The fight between these two guys was this long ago. Going to be 2 years or 3 years in 2021. A long time. For those of you all know, Stipe had 3 fights with Daniel Cormier, one of the greatest heavyweights as well of all time. It was a good trilogy.
Beautiful right hand by the champion. Beautiful top taker. Side control.
In that battle, Stipe showed that he was the better all-around fighter. I mean, Francis clearly has more power, but he's not as polished or as technical as Stipe Miocic was this night. He was the better man, and he, made it known that he's the best on the planet. And he was, and he still is. That was crazy. That was a crazy fight.
Now has the most title defenses
Hell of a chin
in
on him
UFC
too.
heavyweight history.
Took some
Does this make him one of the best ever? If not
bombs
the
from
best
Francis
heavyweight ever?
Ngannou in that one.
I mean, when you have that stat, you've defended the title more than anybody else. It's tough to not call you the best.
Not many people have been able to take a Francis Ngannou punch and really talk about the tale later on that night. So, what was it like? Did it live up to the hype that everybody was giving it?
Oh, definitely. It's hard. I mean, there's no question. It's a heavyweight division. Do you want to get hit by him?
No, that's why I went.
Exactly. It sucked. I mean, look at my eye. One punch.
Stipe got cracked
Crazy.
multiple times in that fight. It's not like he didn't get hit, but he had made up his mind. He was going nowhere.
He got clocked
knew
a couple
what
times,
to do.
man.
He'd been there before, and Stipe figured out how to beat him.
It was a Stipe show tonight. It wasn't about him, it was about me. Because I'm the champ. I broke the record. I'm the best. Everyone said he was like unbeatable.
He earned it.
They said he was a phenom. 1 in a million years, this guy comes along. Well, I beat him. I beat the brakes off him. But he won't be champ as long as I'm here.
Are you the greatest heavyweight of all time?
Do you think so? Broke the record, didn't I?
You did.
Think so?
Light heavyweight
Agreed.
champion Daniel Cormier and heavyweight champ Stipe Miocic. The two will square off in a super fight on July 7th at UFC 226.
Oh man, that first fight when he knocked out Stipe, man, that was crazy. Very well placed, well timed punch by Daniel. Right out the clinch, Right out the clinch, he just
Fight with
bombed.
Stipe
Threw a
with
bomb.
Francis. How much did that take out of Stipe? Because even though he won that fight, when DC knocked him out with one punch, like, wow, that's crazy. Like, you don't see Stipe getting knocked out like that. I wonder if he was still suffering from the Ngannou fight, which was only like a few months before that.
Possibly.
Francis Ngannou, everybody he connects on other than Stipe goes night-night.
Derek Lewis ate some shots. It was just a terrible fight.
That fight. I don't even
Oh
think that
God,
counts.
that fight
is that's such a mess
was
from top to
dog
bottom.
shit.
That was the worst fight.
To
maybe
me,
in
it
the
seemed
history
like
of
Francis'
sport.
spirit was
But
completely
then, when he comes back and
gone
he knocks out Curtis
from
Blades.
the ass whooping he took against Stipe. Like the fire in him wasn't there, the killer instinct wasn't there, and Derek is so he respects Francis' power so greatly that they just
really got it back
stalemated
together.
and just stood there. I was like, damn, disappointing. Oh, this is when he beat Kane. Yeah, that was. He didn't really belong in there. Let's be honest. Kane's body is a shit show. Oh, he beat JDS. Nasty. This is so powerful.
7 weeks from tonight, Daniel Cormier will put that heavyweight title on the line in Anaheim against Stipe Miocic. Any words for those two combatants as to what they might be facing when they get through that one?
Yes, I think the only thing left now is the winner of Stipe and DC. So I want the title shot back. I want my place in the division. I need some respect. Either way, I'm gonna fight Stipe back.
Well, Dana was Octagon side, obviously, and you had some words with the UFC president. What were you saying to him?
I asked him if I deserve the title shot or not. I need the winner of Stipe and DC. And he said,
he most definitely deserves it now, man. He's a killer. He's a killer.
Shots rematch, but then I defended it 3 times. I did him a favor and did a super fight and all that stuff. I don't get a rematch.
I feel like when a fighter like that, you gotta give him a rematch. You have to.
He deserves it.
He's a
To
champion,
Stipe's credit,
like a
DC should have given him the rematch a while before he did. And yeah, no injuries was the thing,
So what
things
do
like
you
that.
do now?
But come on, Stipe
Rematch.
I heard that DC looks fantastic.
is the greatest of all time. You got to give him another
So
rematch.
good. I'm really interested to see what a motivated,
I think that hurt Daniel in a way. He just got older and older.
Stipe can do.
Who knows? Maybe he would have beat Stipe if they would have fought sooner than they did. Who knows? Who knows? Crazy. I gotta say, man. I gotta say, those fights, those 3 fights with Stipe and DC, well, the last 2 were brilliant. They were very, very good at competitive fights.
Are you confident you're gonna get it? Have you been told that you're gonna get it?
No, I haven't been told that.
Is it annoying to you that they're being unclear, that you don't know, what they're thinking, what direction they're gonna go in? I mean, your resume would speak for itself. There's no other contender at heavyweight. To me, it seems like there's 3 options.
I agree. He
There's
obliterated everybody.
There's maybe a trilogy with Daniel Cormier or John Jones if he moves up. So it's not that difficult. But at heavyweight, you would be the next guy if it's not DC, right?
Yes.
Stipe v. DC, the third. Because Daniel Cormier apparently is back.
Daniel Cormier saying he's going to get back out there and do it one more time.
That fight won't happen until 2020. Stipe has an eye injury.
I know you were on very recently, but you've been in
remember
the
that eye
news.
poke, man.
Jairzinho
That was
Rosenstrike
right in the eye.
continues to call you out. He wins on Saturday, calls you out again. So let's not beat around the bush. What do you make of the call out? Are you interested?
I mean, at this point, I don't have many options, so yes, I'm interested. As long as I have a fight, I'm gonna fight.
He took that guy out, man. He was literally sleeping for a second. Right there, he's sleeping. Snoring.
You're in this position where the UFC's heavyweight division is on hold.
Did you ever get the eye checked out? Like, did you ever get cleared?
Yeah, messed up spots.
Yes, we know that Stipe gonna fight DC, but the question is when.
I'm telling the champ, come on, champ, sign the contract. Let's go.
I mean, it's not like I don't want to fight the guy. I'll fight the guy. Let's lose that bad again. That's fine. Awesome, but like, let me get a full camp in, dude. Like, just like you want.
Trilogy has to happen first. I mean, I have to believe that it's gonna happen to start to think about it. I'm not thinking about the fight that I don't know if it's happened. It's been almost a year now.
It sounds like the engine is revving on the other side.
It sounds like Stipe wants to make me shut up.
This dude wants to fight me in August. He just wants to fight me so he can retire. Good for him. I'm not on his schedule.
I respect both of them, but I don't want to think about that fight since it's
that third fight was real good, man. Between Stipe and DC, real good fight.
Frustration.
Champ might have been like, it's a go, I'm ready. And so I was like, okay, I'm ready to go too.
Literally 12 hours later, Dana White's on First Take announcing that you are fighting Stipe Miocic on August 15th. The fight is done. The trilogy is done. After all these months, it is finally
crazy.
Done. And still, Stipe Miocic.
Stipe established himself once again as the greatest heavyweight of all time, not just defeating Daniel Cormier in the rubber match, but in doing so, having defended the heavyweight title more than any man in history.
I want a rematch against Stipe so bad.
It's interesting, like Francis wants another shot at the title, and I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't give him another shot at the title.
When we look at possible fights, Stipe Miocic, you said after his win Saturday night,
obviously, most definitely is the next in line to fight Stipe for the heavyweight title. There's no question.
That he got that title shot. He's worked his way
Not even
back.
John Jones deserves it over him. I know John Jones is a huge name.
What's
Greatest
going on
light
here
heavyweight ever.
is
Not even him.
athletic
Come on,
talent,
man.
massive potential.
What else is Francis supposed to do?
Super alpha athlete
He's beating everybody.
versus one of the toughest guys ever. Who's been in the game longer.
It's all over! Stipe Miocic!
Who knows more. He's wrestled. He's been fighting way more.
Yeah, he took them all out, man. JDS, Fabricio, Francis.
He's been in the trenches
Beat 'em all.
way more times. He's had to
DC.
dig deep. He knows what it's like to be really hurt and tired in a fight. And the only guy to survive the fucking hurricane that is Francis Ngannou. But Ngannou's so intimidating. He's so next level. 265 natural, giant, crazy frame. All he needs is to touch you.
Ngannou knocks Arlovsky down. That is it.
Francis clips you. It's nighty-night. I don't care who you are. The first round with him is extremely dangerous because he's just trying to take you the out.
Uppercut. He's done. That's it. Wow.
It takes a guy like Stipe that has the mental fortitude to stick to a game plan, not panic in the firefight. Because that's what happens with Ngannou. You're like, Jesus Christ, any second now, I'm going to see a big flash and I'm going to be out cold.
Oh, he got hurt. That's it. Ngannou closes the show.
If I do fight Ngannou next, it doesn't matter. It's the same as
Those
difference.
hands
Have the same
they're
result.
nuclear
What's
warheads,
gonna
man.
happen? I'm gonna win. And dominate.
You just get knocked in the next week, It's brilliantly done. All right, there you guys have it. That is the promo. Very well done by Dress Studios once again. Now to give my thoughts on this, this is extremely exciting. You know, Francis Ngannou, I believe, and I think most of you also believe, he's gotten better since the Stipe fight. I think he's only getting better. I think he's in his early 30s, if I'm not mistaken. He's in his prime. I'm sure he's working on everything he has to work on, knowing that the Stipe fight is coming. And now Stipe, you know, is getting older. I believe he's 38 years old now. Probably going to be 39 in 2021, excuse me. And the clock's ticking for him. So this is going to be interesting. Stipe is going to be older. Francis is going to be better. I think the gap is smaller than it was the first fight. You know, I think it was larger. You know, Stipe has been in wars with many killers. You know, he's been in the trenches, like Joe Rogan said. He's been damaged. He's been tired. He's been tested. And Francis, to be quite honest, has kind of never been tested because he's a fucking killer, just slaughtering everybody like lambs to the slaughter. You know, he's just taking everybody out. And why? Because of his fucking his ungodly power. You know, the warheads that he possesses in his hands. It's crazy the amount of power he can, you know, exert. It's quite bizarre. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. But as far as this matchup here, it's gonna be more interesting. I'm sure Francis wrestling has gotten better. Is it going to be as good as Stipe? Probably never. You know, I think he's too old to ever get to that level. Maybe I'm wrong, but in reality, that's probably the highest possibility. You know, he's never going to be the level wrestler that Stipe is. But I'm sure he's going to be better. He's going to be more polished. The only thing is with Francis, we don't see much of a, what is the word I'm looking for? Of a the tape. We don't see much tape on him. He just takes people out right away. He's a fucking killer. I mean, he just obliterates people. So we don't get a good taste of what he's capable of. Against Stipe, we saw that because he had to fight a whole 5 rounds. Stipe was not going away. He was not going to be put away. He was going to keep grinding and taking Francis to the trenches. You know, takedown after takedown. You know, good counter after good counter. And there we had a good taste of what Francis was at the time. Now here, who knows? Maybe he'll take fucking Stipe out in the first round, but I doubt it. You know, it is a possibility. It's always going to be a possibility with Francis. He's a fucking killer. But this is an interesting matchup. You know, by the time Francis and Stipe fight, I think Stipe will probably be 39, close to 40. You know, having been through all those wars with DC, with JDS, with Fabricio, you know, all these wars. How much of a toll has that taken on Stipe? You know, I mean, he stood in there fine with DC the third time, but DC was also old. Still looked very good as well. Probably a top 5 heavyweight. Still, you know, DC is. Um, but this is gonna be interesting. You know, we got pure power versus a well-rounded all-time great. It's a good matchup. There's just questions we can't really answer till the day of. How's Stipe gonna look? How's Francis gonna look? How much better has he gotten? We're not gonna really be able to answer that until we see the fight. I hope it's soon. It has to happen. Francis is the number one in line, and I don't think there's a question about that. You know, even John, who of course is a big name, he doesn't deserve that shot right now. I'd be very disappointed if they gave it to John. You know, John vacated his belt. He is trying to become a heavyweight. Nothing is official. Even to this day, nothing is official. So we're gonna wait and see. I'm very excited for what 2021 has to offer. As we all know, McGregor will be fighting. That's huge. Less in about a month and some change from now, that will take place. I will be doing a live reaction to that. But yeah, guys, it's gonna wrap it up for this one. It was a good promo by Dress Studio. Shout out to them. They do a splendid job, like I always say. But I love you all. And like I said, if you enjoy, think about showing some love. And if you already haven't, think about joining the family, man, by hitting that sub button, please. It would be greatly appreciated. And please, if you have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments or anywhere else. But I'll catch you in the next video. This is Jay the Great signing out. Peace.
you.